Okay, this is part two. The artist got here. We're doing vocal editing. Here's a preview of the track.
Can't sell our souls. We can't sell our souls. Oh, revolutionary renaissance, remarkable rendition. Visionary moving with the force of a black griffin.
So in the last video, we made a beat for the artist. And the recording session day came and we had some extra time. So they took a few minutes and made a hook and a verse for this. So today we are cleaning up that session. So we're also going to be aligning the vocals that they did, which is going to be their left take and their right take to a center, essentially. I'm going to be using Vocal Align. You don't have to use Vocal Align. You can go in and manually adjust your left and right vocal to line up to the center. Just takes a little bit longer, but check out Vocal Align. It saves you time, and saving time is a good thing. From there, that timed up vocal, we're going to be sending it to 2 audio tracks. So you can have printed out audio, and then you could have the original takes that you have that aren't timed up, and you can save them for later just in case you need to go back and use them for anything. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we are going to move the hook with the hook and the verse with the verse. So this is part of the verse and that's part of the hook. I'm going to flip-flop them. So you're probably asking, why are there multiple tracks like this? I like to have multiple center, left, and rights. So 3 set of tracks. I like to have multiple of those just in case the artist needs to write a part A and part B, or excuse me, they have a part A and a part B, and they have like a pickup from the previous part leading into the next part. So it's hard to do that with one single set of tracks as far as center, left, and right. And as you can see here, I'm cleaning up the beginning and the ends and moving these to the appropriate spots. So I'm also gonna go ahead and color these correctly. And then once that's done, I'm going to add locators to identify where the hook is and then where the verse starts. So you can kind of see right here where those are at. And as you could see, there's a little pickup right there. That's why the verse is in 2 separate parts. So I'll go ahead and save, and we're moving on to the next part. Okay, so for this part, we're listening to the take lanes. So listen to this next part on the chose. This is where I'm choosing between 2 different takes.
The choices that they chose, all the choices that they chose, all the choices that they chose. All.
Right, so I like that first one. So now we're going to look at the comp vocal, which is the light green.
All the choices that they chose, all the things that will unfold.
And so this is how we build a performance for the main vocal. In this project, I'm not too concerned about the left and right, but you can go in and find the performance that fits for your specific needs. This artist does a really good job at doing multiple takes that sound very similar, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, for this next part, listen to the difference between the top take and the bottom take. To me, the top take is more definite, and I like that one better.
Revolutionary renaissance, remarkable rendition, vision. Revolutionary renaissance, remarkable rendition.
When you're going through this, I don't think the right thing to do is to look too deep into it, but focus more on what is giving you a feeling, and then you can kind of make a decision on which one to choose.
My mission is to teach divine classes to the masses, set the wicked on fire, have them sitting in their ashes. People.
Right, so we're going to do this for the rest of the main vocal. Like I said, you can go in and go through your left and right that you have and do the same thing if you want to. For this project, it's not necessary. But after this, we're going to go ahead and fly the hook over to this section and then clean up some of the silence points that we have. Ableton does a really good job of kind of cleaning it up for you now, but if you have an older version or you're working in a different DAW, you may need to do this. No clicks and pops, anything like that. Once you're done comping your vocals, save a new project just in case we ever have to go back to this for any reason. Okay, now we're moving to vocal alignment. So first things first, I'm going to take the main vocal, change it to Vox C Guide. And now we're gonna change it to a different color just so we can visualize it better. I have vocal line on my vocal left, and we are going to go to sidechain right here and find that guide track. So the timing of our main comp vocal will be referenced to get our vocal left and our vocal right to be more aligned to that main vocal. Once we have that assigned, we are going to copy and paste from the vocal left to the vocal right. So now both of them are referencing the main vocal. After that, we're going to go ahead and open both of them up. Quick little trick, if you can't open both of them at the same time, we're going to go to settings and then plugin. At first I pressed the wrong button, but you want to make sure multiple plugin windows is on and then auto hide plugin windows is off. And now you can open both of them. We're going to press capture on the left side, going to press capture on the right side, and we just play the hook all the way through. And once that's done, you can actually pause and move over to the next hook, press capture on the left, press capture on the right, and play that one all the way through. So now it will process both of those parts and line them up to that main vocal. You can go in and change some of the settings for how aligned these vocals are. Every time you do that, it's going to have to load the new timing, as you can see right here. And sometimes if it doesn't load, you have to force load it. So you'll just go here and click it, and it should process your audio. Now take a quick listen to see how much better this sounds.
I don't really think they know all the choice.
Next thing on the list, printing our new time vocals to new audio tracks. So we're going to make an aligned left and an aligned right track. We're going to make sure that our pans are back to center, and if your tracks are not at 0, turn them back to 0. We're going to send the Vox left to the aligned left, and we're going to send the Vox right to the aligned right. We are going to set both those tracks to in or auto, and then arm those tracks. We're going to set up the range that we want to record the new audio tracks. And from there, we are going to set our punch in and our punch out. So whatever the range is, that is what will be recorded. And then from here, we just press play and let those new time tracks print out. And then we're just going to go to the other side, do the same thing. And you're probably asking, why aren't we just freezing and bouncing the tracks with the plugins on them? That is so we can go back to the original vocals just in case any of the timings are messed up for any reason. You want to have those. And last step here, you just want to make sure you turn off the incoming signal. And the next part, I actually want to show you the difference that we made in the timing. Okay, so I made some labels here so you can see what is what. And so if I put a straight line here, you can see the timing difference of these vocals now from the peak of the waveform. So just take a good look, and this is what vocal line does. Does it quick, does it easily. So it may be a little slight difference, but it really makes your vocals sound professional. A lot of studios use it, and I think it is a great plugin to have. You can do this by hand if you want to. If you want to spend your days doing that, that is all up to you. So what we're doing here is doing the same thing and just running through the same process, putting vocal line on the left and right, and then playing it through, printing those tracks out. And as you can see here, I'm actually moving these down to an extra group of unused tracks. And so this is if we need to go back and use them later or reference them later for anything. Again, this is because you don't want to have a situation where you do not have the original vocals. I've been caught up in that. There's plenty of people who've been caught up in that. It is a bad time because you don't want to have to bring the artist back to the studio and re-record vocals. So you kind of get the point here, and this is really the last thing that we do. And before you close the project, make sure you save as a new project because we are moving on to the mixing stage, which will be another video. Right, so that is how we align vocals. Here is A and B comparison. Take a listen.
Revolutionary Renaissance, remarkable rendition. Visionary moving with the force of a black griffin. Revolutionary Renaissance, remarkable rendition. Visionary moving with the force of a black griffin.
Take a look at our previous video. That is us setting up for a recording session. And our next video eventually will be mixing those vocals down. So, until then.
Lost souls walking the block, crying and fiending, screaming for money, guns and false gods. A walking contradiction is really a facade. My lord, they really don't know what